All right, everybody, here we go. Jets Therapy coming at you together in person for the first time. We got a huge game on the TV right now, Bills versus Fins. And tomorrow we got Jets v. Lions. Big weekend for the AFC East. Here we are. We figured we'd talk about it together. What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, man. Huge game versus the Lions. I mean, it's in terms of like the playoff picture, this is the make or break. We have Zach Wilson starting. There's a lot to get into. But the Lions are surging. Yeah. They've won 5 of their last 6. They're still playing for a playoff position for some ungodly reason after having one of the worst starts to a season. We were looking at just kind of like, this is just the Lions. This is a regular season for the Lions. And then they just somehow just surge. But we'll chalk it up to Dan Campbell and his energy and everything he does for that team. And we talked about this beforehand. Your team sometimes takes on the persona of the coach. Yep. And that's kind of what's happening in New York, and that's kind of what's happening in Detroit.
Yep.
And this is what we saw. What was it? Whatever the college game is where the two coaches are able to coach those teams. Essentially, it was Saleh and it was Dan Campbell. The Senior Bowl. Thank you. So we saw both of these coaches go against each other. They're coaches that they elevate the overall camaraderie, the cohesion of the locker room. These are two guys that know what they're doing, know what to say to their teams. And this is a fun game, dude. It's just fun. This is a fun game right now. Lions, Jets. Lions are surging. Jets are on a playoff brink right now. We need to get this win. If you go 7-7, you're not looking at the playoffs.
No, we're out.
If you go,
I don't want to say we're out, but
we're not out. But if you, this is not obviously like, okay, win and you're out, or lose and you're out, win and you're in. But this is it's close to that.
Yeah.
So Zach is back. Zach is back. Can we just start there?
Well, so what I kind of want to talk to you, like, dude, if you'd have told me 3 years ago that the Jets were going to be playing the Lions in December with playoff implications, I think we'd have gotten laughed out of any bar or anything. You know what I mean? The Jets versus the Lions, two teams that are down and out. But like you said, dude, I think Campbell and Saleh have changed the culture of both of these teams. Jared Goff was written off. He's doing real well now with the Lions. And like you said, dude, we got Zach Wilson back. Zach is back. Yeah. Back again.
Yeah.
Zach is back. Tell a friend.
That's absolutely correct.
But yeah, dude,
so it's a completely. Yeah. I mean, so here's what's tough. What we saw with Zach was a completely different offense from what we saw with Mike.
Yep.
With Mike White, and I'm a little bit confused about what exactly we're going to see in terms of like, are we going to see the same offense that we saw when Zach Wilson was starting, where you throw for 170 yards a game? You have, 1 touchdown, maybe 1 pick, 0 picks. The running game does it. You win the game 17-14, something like that.
Yeah.
Or are we going to allow Zach to run a similar offense that Mike White was running? To give him the ability to throw 30 times, 35 times. Allow him to maybe throw for over 300 yards. Are we going to give him the ability to open up the offense like we saw LaFleur give Mike White?
Yep.
Nobody truly knows. That's why this game is so interesting, dude. There's so much, like, for lack of a better word, trepidation going into this, where I'm just like, what are we going to see?
For sure.
What are we going to see? Are we going to see a game manager? Or are we going to see the offense open up? What do you think is going to happen?
You kind of got to look at it like Zach Wilson's not Mike White, right? He's not that quarterback. He's not that kind of guy. Yeah. So what kind of offense are we going to see is I don't know. I think when Zach was winning his games, he had Breece Hall. We were a run-first team. Like, that was our identity. With Mike White, we are a pass-first team. Like, he goes through his progressions much quicker than Wilson does. Wilson, quick 1-2 read. If you can't find it, he's going to check it down or run with it, or you know what I mean. He's more of a mobile kind of guy than Mike White is. So I have no idea what we're going to see. I think that's going to be up to LaFleur and what the Detroit defense gives us. I mean, they're one of, if not the worst pass defense in the league. So that opportunity is there to be a pass-first, pass-heavy game and pass-heavy team tomorrow. But it's going to come down to the guy behind the center, right? Guy under center, like what's he going to do?
Yeah. And I think he's still gaining the respect of his teammates. Like right now. Yeah. Everyone wants to say, like, before the season started, I think Zach was doing that. He was traveling all around. He was seeing his receivers. he was building that connection that you want to see that your quarterback have with his receivers, have with his offense, just have with his team in general.
Yeah.
And kind of throughout the course of the season, you just saw him losing that. Slowly but surely, it was like people started recognizing, man, this guy really maybe is not who we thought he was.
Yeah.
And then it was those 2 Patriot games, especially the last one that he played, and everyone was like, yeah, he's playing horribly.
Turn on him.
He can't even do the little things correct. Yeah. So, like, this is also one of those games where it's like, what is the relationship that he is going to have moving forward with just the team in general?
Yeah.
Because obviously the quarterback, as Saleh always says, the quarterback is one of the most important, if not the most important position in all of sports. Everybody looks at you.
Yeah.
The whole game. It's like a pitcher in the MLB, but even more so. Everything relies on you just even handing the ball off, even hitting your check down. And those are the little things that he wasn't doing correctly and wasn't able just to kind of piece the simple things together. So everyone's going to be looking at him to determine, hey, are you going to be our guy moving forward? Because the crazy thing is, we know we do have a guy in Mike White.
Yeah.
And is he going to be ready for Jacksonville or not? We don't know. It's
Hopefully.
only 4 days away from tomorrow. I still think that it's not actually me thinking. It's just it's a fact. This offense runs more efficiently with Mike White behind the helm.
Yeah.
So everybody wants to see Mike White just in terms of a statistical standpoint. But there's a lot of people out there that are excited to see Zach. And look, I'm a Jet fan first.
Yeah.
Jet fan first. We need to put this whole Mike White, Zach Wilson, this whole thing behind us. We want to see this team win.
Yeah.
And that's what we're watching.
And I think that's what it really comes down to, man. Is we want to see him win. Doesn't matter who's behind, but the question is always going to be now is who gives us a better chance to win football games. I don't want to say this is going to be a make or break because Zach's only been on his break here for 3 weeks now. You know what I mean? So he's watched Mike White play this offense, run through this offense. I don't know. I hope he's learned a lot. But again, what do you learn in 3 weeks that you didn't already know? You know what I mean? So it's kind of where we're at with it. And moving forward, if Zach Wilson balls out this week and Mike White's ready to go next week, then we kind of got a controversy on our hands, right? If
Let's
Zach
deal with
Wilson
that when it
balls out
comes.
250 plus, 3 tutties, and we win this game, do you put Mike White back in next week? Again, we'll deal with that next week if we have to. But
that's where Saleh steps in.
First and foremost, we got to attack this Lions offense and this Lions defense that have been not even sputtering. They're flying high right now. So
yeah, they're looking good.
Q being out is a big question mark.
50-50, right?
Yeah, 50-50 right now. So Q being out's a big question mark.
Good.
But we got Davis out, Mike White out. So it's going to be a big game. It's going to come down
Davis
to
out hurts Mims, man. Mims is in there. Mims has showed some flashes. He's looked good at times, and other times I don't understand. Mims keeps catching the ball with his body. Every single time unless it's like a jump ball or something like that.
I don't get it.
He doesn't. It's like he's afraid to just utilize his hands or trust himself where he needs to jump up and just crouch over the ball. So we'll have to see how, he's stepped up though and he's looked good. Here's the thing, and just kind of if we can get into quickly just keys to success for this game. I don't think, and I hate to say this, I don't think we're going to be able to run the ball efficiently. I just don't. Do I hope that we do? Of course. Yeah. But I love Bam. I love Bam. But I think they know, and the Patriots exposed this. Just bottle up the run.
If we can't run it,
and let's see, because all you need to do is somehow beat the Jets defense. Just scored 23 points, 17 points. Yeah. Can Zach Wilson beat you with his arm? Because I think early on in the first quarter, early second quarter, we're going to see the Lions bottle up Bam, bottle up Michael Carter, bottle up Ty Johnson. They're going to have 30, 40 yards between the three of them. And they're going to say, Zach, you have to beat us. Yeah. You are going to be the one that has to hit a 17-yard pass over the middle on 3rd and 8.
Yeah.
You're going to be the one that has to beat us. And it's just going to come down to, and again, this is this whole make or break thing with Zach. Is he going to be the dude that has the ability to do that? Who knows?
I don't know.
Who knows?
I agree with you. Key to success is pass the ball. Yeah. Pass it efficiently. I want to see Wilson.
Throw some deep balls, for God's sake.
I was just about to say that. I want to see Wilson aired out. I want to see that arm. I don't know. Let our guys get out in the field. So I want to see Michael Thor stretch out that offense, stretch out that play calling to some deep balls, to some things that we haven't seen yet. Now, again, Mike White's been throwing 30, 35-yard passes, so there's no reason Wilson can't. He's got the arm talent for it. We're going to see. So,
a lot of question marks. That's kind of where we are. It's like, where do the Jets stand right now? Okay, if you're going to make a playoff run, if you want to be a playoff team, you have to beat teams like the Lions.
We need to win this game.
If you lose to the Lions, then we can't be looking at each other on Monday morning and saying, like, man, we're a playoff team. We're just not.
If we lose tomorrow, we got to win out.
Yeah, and then you have to beat the Surge. I mean, the Seahawks don't look great, after last game, but, like, Seahawks are still a great team. The Jags are surging, and then the Dolphins, who I don't know what's going on in the game tonight, but then the Dolphins look good. They're 8-6. They look like a good team. So it's like, if you can't beat the Lions, then you might.
You got to beat the teams around.
We can't sit here and say that we're a playoff team if we can't beat the Lions.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
I agree.
So you go into this game. Zach plays well. Zach throws for. So let's get into our prediction real quick, and then we'll wrap up. I'm gonna go out on a little bit of a limb, and I know that I'm probably on the lesser percentile side of this potentially being truthful. I'm gonna say Jets 33, Lions 20.
All right.
I think that it's close early on. I think that the first and second quarter, even into the third quarter, early third quarter, it's close. It's like 17-14, 20-17, something like that. And I think the Jets I think Zach Wilson comes on. The more and more that Wilson gets through this game, the more and more we're going to see him be comfortable.
Yep.
We're going to see guys like Elijah Moore and Garrett Wilson step up. I don't see Mims being a big factor in this game. I see Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore doing fantastic. Hit your checkdowns, hit your big receivers in those two, and I think we handle this team effectively, dude, especially with our defense.
I hope so. Yeah, dude. All right, so I'm going to go 27-21. I'm going a little bit lower scoring.
Jets?
Jets. I see the Jets win. This is a must-win game. I think the team knows that. Again, I hope we don't take them lightly. They're a high-flying team right now, but just get over this hump. I don't want to say it's smooth sailing, but the next two games against those Jags and the Seahawks are a little bit, to me, easier than this game right now. I think the Lions are a scary team right now. And then let's deal with Miami at the end of the year when we get there. I think that's gonna be a game. We've said it with huge implications. We think. And again, but I think I want to see Zach Wilson. I think that first quarter is huge for us. Like how he performs in that first quarter, those first few drives, is going to set the tone for the rest of the game. Everything we said is he thinks he's been struggling in the mental game. So if he gets starting hot, like you said, gets starting quick, I think he glides through this game and throws for 250 plus. I really do. I want to see him throwing 250 plus, spreading the ball out, and let's get some tight ends involved, dude. Like let's get Conklin and Uzomah involved.
This is a whole nother video that I want to get into right now. We're already running on. But like, why doesn't CJ Uzomah get more targets?
I don't know, dude. That is a question
Why are
mark.
we so focused on Tyler Conklin getting all of these targets when he's proving himself to not be the guy?
Yeah.
CJ Uzomah catches everything in his way. He's running over defenders. He's blocking everyone in sight. He's doing everything he needs to do to be able to prove himself as the guy. He was Joe Burrow's guy last year. He was Joe Burrow's guy. He was the safety net. He was the guy that you looked at and said, I'm going to throw it to you because I know that you can make the play. Give him the ball, especially in the red zone. Get CJ Uzomah involved. Please, God.
Yeah. Mike LaFleur, if you're watching, throw to CJ Uzomah.
He watches these videos, I think, every week for tips and strategies of what he should do. LaFleur, throw it to CJ Uzomah, please. All right,
Jets fans.
Let's wrap up there. We
got a big game to go watch right now. Got to finish up that Bills-Fins game, and then let's get rocking for 1 p.m. tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Thank y'all.
Jets.
Jets.